Now let me tell you something. I've actually had a pretty rough few weeks of feeling just a little bit insecure about myself. Why? Well, because for the vast majority of my last 3 weeks, I have had this cream caked on the side of my lips, which is basically a cocktail of Neosporin and fungal cream. Yes, I have had foot cream on my face for the past 3 weeks. And now you know I don't wear pants when I shoot videos. You see, I apparently have what is known as angular colitis, which is basically not that big of a deal. It's just the cracked side of your lips. Maybe you've had it before. And nope, it's not herpelurp, it's not contagious. It's just this horrible fungus, gross, cracked red side of my lips that everybody sees the moment that they look at me. And no, it's not like I have a lot going on right now. It's not like I just threw a birthday party, invited a ton of people who I haven't seen in a while. And no, it's not like I just did an interview to be a host for a TV show. And no, it's not like I've had speaking engagements. And no, it's not like I've had to kiss someone that I've been seeing recently. No, none of those things have been happening. And when I say no, I actually mean yes. I had to do all of that with my angular colitis. So this week I wanted to talk about insecurities because I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty insecure about anyone looking at my face for the past few weeks. Now maybe you don't have angular colitis, but we all have an itis of some sort. Basically that's something that we just don't like about ourselves that make us feel self-conscious. Maybe you just feel like you're a little too overweight to feel sexy, or maybe you feel like you don't have too much personality, or that you're too shy or too inappropriate, or that you have a big nose or you have a small nose, or you have big hands or little person's hands, or you're too tall or you're too short, or that you're bad in bed, or that men don't like you, and that girls don't like you. Maybe you don't know how to dress well, that you dress too flashy. Maybe you're just insecure, that you just feel totally inadequate to be with someone else romantically. Regardless of what types of insecurities you may have, this video is focused on how you can begin to address them immediately. Because when it comes to dating and relationships, men are generally far less concerned about your actual condition, whether it's angular colitis or whatever your condition may be, and much more concerned about how secure or insecure you are about it. So let's work on how we can start addressing some of these insecurities. First off, please start living and dying by this one mentality, and that is improve what you can and ignore what you cannot. If you have something about you that makes you feel insecure, just ask yourself one question. Is this something that I can actively work on? And if this is something that you cannot change whatsoever, such as maybe a disability or a physical defect, then realize just, hey, it's totally outside of my control and it's not worth my mental energy. Many times self-acceptance is the critical component to self-love. However, if this is something that you can actively work on, then start simply taking some action to improve whatever that is. Even just the mere act of making an improvement will make you feel better about that particular insecurity. Let's say you're too self-conscious to make any jokes or banter in any social setting. Maybe one example of taking action moving forward is to sign up for a class on comedy. Go take a comedy class. I actually just did it recently. Or go read a book on comedy. Take some tangible action right now. Take it today. And just like I said, the act of doing something about it will make you feel better immediately about that particular insecurity. Next, I'd like you to live by this one mentality. I love this mentality, which is fake it till you make it. Now, our brains are so wildly powerful that you can literally trick your brain into believing anything that you tell it. Never underestimate the power of positive thought. Now, let's say you feel a little insecure about your weight and you just don't feel very sexy right now. I'd like you to imagine right now how you would act if you were in what you would consider to be perfect shape. How would you act? How would you talk? How would you think? How would you interact with people? How would you express yourself? How would you do things differently? How would you interact with men? And now imagine that woman, imagine what you would be like, and become that woman right now. Basically, fake it till you make it and trick the living hell out of your brain right now into believing you are that type of woman. And lastly, what I'd like you to do is identify the root causes of any insecurities that you might have, and then just simply provide contrary evidence to that insecurity. Let's take one example. Let's say you're nervous about meeting new people. Well, let's get to the root cause of why you really feel nervous about it. Well, one root cause may be that you're just scared of being rejected, or scared that someone might not like you, or scared of being embarrassed. Then once you have that root cause, what I'd like you to do is go way back into your memory and think of all the moments, all the evidence that you have that contradicts your current insecurity. So in this example, what I'd like you to do is go back into your memory and think of a time maybe when you met someone new and you weren't embarrassed, you weren't rejected, and instead you had a great interaction with that person and you were so happy that you went for it. And above all these strategies, what I'd like you to do is just never forget to love yourself and every single imperfection that you might have, even if it's angular colitis. Because everyone, and I mean everyone on this planet, I don't care who you are, has insecurities. And the key to confidence is understanding that most of them are totally irrational. So if you enjoyed this video, please start out by giving it a like on YouTube. That certainly helps me out a lot. And also subscribe on YouTube right here. And also, I have a very cool free training course at sexyconfidence.com with 4 instructional videos on how to go ahead and be able to meet and keep the man you've always wanted. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next week. Maybe. Oh god, this is really hard. All right.